I turn this mailman delivery bike into the ultimate mini camper and then spend the night in a snowstorm. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever bought. Let's do a walk around. So it's a normal bike up front. It has a windshield. It has one mirror. It looks like the other one broke off in the crash. On the handlebars, you have the horn and the turn signals. None of this works. I don't know if this bike was ever used or if it was crashed before they could actually use it. On the back, you can see where this thing skidded down the road. I would imagine if you turn too sharp in this, you could tip it very easily. Woo! There is a lot of room in there. These are the shelves where they would put all the mail. You can see it's also been crashed on this side. Holy moly. So the bike has an electric motor, it's got a battery right here, and underneath it has an automatic transmission. I need to figure out how this thing works. Here are the instructions. So I can turn on the battery, but then nothing else works. No horn, I don't have any power. That is not turning on. This bike has a security system, so while the mailman is delivering mail, it can't get stolen. So I need to figure out how that system works. Here's the positive and negative for the security system. I think I just plugged these into a battery. Whoop. Security system is armed. Everything should turn on. Oh yeah. See if I've got a horn. Whoa! The camera's on. I've even got a light, and I'm gonna be going through some train tunnels. So that is good. Let's test the turn signals. Left? No way. This thing's sweet. Let's test out the engine. Whoa. Oh no. This thing is so top heavy. I bet this thing is so easy to crash. So that's the electric motor. This is a transmission right here. And that is the differential. Oh man, I really damaged it in the tip over. Dang. It went into my vise. Rats. At least this thing wasn't perfect to start off with. It had already been crashed. Take two. Let's test out the engine. Works great. Time to fix this wheel. It has no air, but I don't know if that's the only problem with it. Tire just needs a new tube. Got a new tube. Engine works and the tire's fixed, so let's build out the inside. First off, I need to rip these shelves out. So out comes the grinder. Next, I have to weld the bolts so I can get the lock nuts off. These shelves were not designed to be removed. Man, this thing's stuck. There we go. This sucker is pretty big. It's gonna be a little tight in here, but it's actually bigger on the inside than it looks like on the outside. The Postal Service paid over $40,000 for this. Drop a comment how much you think I paid for it. I'll let you guys know when we're camping later in the video how much I paid for it. Over $40,000 for this thing. Isn't that crazy? They paid so much money and I don't even think they ever used it. I think they just crashed it. First step, I need to make this flat because I can't sleep in this little tray. Nice. Next up is some lights. Make it feel a little bit more homey in here. It's gonna be dark tonight. See what these look like. Oh, nice. Whoa. It's like a disco party in here. Green, blue, blue. Those are sweet. I wish I could open up these two side doors. The handles are locked and I don't have a key. So those are gonna stay shut. Okay. This thing is so big. This door, though, did not come with a handle, so I need to install a latch. That works. That was an easy solution. Now I need to make a way to shut these back doors from the inside. That way I don't lock myself in. So normally the lock system would go through this hole in the floor. So all I'm gonna do is attach a bolt to the end of this baling wire, and I'll be able to lift the bolt up and down out of the hole. Well, my hand slipped and I put a drill bit straight through my finger. I need to go grab some stitches, but I'll be right back. They're getting me cleaned up. Fingers dialed in. Had to get a shot and some other stuff. I'll leave the details out. Time to get the buggy all dialed in. Next up, since where we're going, there's gonna be a lot of snow. It's gonna be pretty cold. I need a way to heat this thing. So I've got some options. First option is a wood stove. And the second option is this puppy. So if you've never seen one of these are a diesel heater. They put these in like semi trucks and camper vans. They're really cool. They're super easy to use. There's a little compartment that would fit the diesel heater perfect. Or I can mount the wood stove to this door so I can open it up and cook outside. And then when it's time for bed, I just shut the door and it'll warm the inside. So I'm gonna do it that way. I'm getting dual purpose here. Time to build some mounts. For the mount, I'm keeping it really basic, just a shelf. So I need 2 little pieces of aluminum to weld right where I want the stove. Before welding, I need to clean the paint, so out comes the grinder again. Now that I have my aluminum mounts welded onto the door, I need something to slide on the inside. So I'm gonna cut 2 pieces of aluminum to slide into the mounts. They don't quite fit, so I need to take a little bit of metal off with the lathe. After about 20 minutes on the lathe, I have these 2 pegs that fit perfect. Now that I have a shelf for the stove, I just need a place for the chimney. Perfect! Buggy is looking great. I've got to load it up really quick because there is a serious winter storm rolling in. And where we're going, it's very deep in the mountains at an abandoned railroad. So I've got to get to it. That ain't going nowhere. Quick break in the video to tell you about today's sponsor, Factor. I was first introduced to Factor a couple years ago, and it's great. It's so convenient for me. I get to skip all the prep and the cleanup. I just heat it up and enjoy it. It takes me only a couple minutes. Pop this in. The holes. Boing. 2 minutes. 33 grams of protein. Whoop. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Factor has a huge menu, so there's always something new you can try. And I'm talking really big. Over 100 options that rotate weekly. And they now have double the protein and double the seafood options compared to last year. Here we go. Whoa. I especially love Factor because there's no refined sugars, no refined seed oils, and no artificial colors. It's just real food. This is looking amazing. Factor has a plan for whatever goal you're working towards. Calorie smart, keto, vegan and veggie, and of course, my favorite, Protein Plus. Right now, guys, you can get 50% off your first Factor box and a free breakfast for a year. That is a great deal. Head to factor75.com or use the link below and enter Spears FB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for a year. That's Spears FB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for a year. If you want an awesome deal, check it out. Thank you so much, Factor, for sponsoring today's video. I'm glad the buggy has a wood stove. It is winter. We'll see how the 2-wheel drive trike does in the snow. I've got a little bit further to go, and the storm keeps getting more intense. Just got off the main road. and it is winter out here. I have to drive for a ways on this fire road to get to the abandoned railroad, and then we'll unload the buggy from there. I hope it can go in the snow. Ooh. Whoa! Oh man. There's a good foot of snow on the road. Well, holy moly. The storm got here way before I did. There is so much snow. Well, I'm stuck. I'm gonna try to get it unstuck real quick. If not, I'll just leave it here and we'll jump on the buggy. Rats. I'm really stuck. It might snow a ton tonight, and if that's the case, I'll be even more stuck in the morning. Oh, so the railroad is right up there. I'm a quarter mile from it. I'm so close. Well, I'm really stuck. Rookie mistake. If I slide down there, it would be really bad. Do I get the truck unstuck, or do I jump in the buggy and try to make it up to the tunnels before it's nighttime? I'm gonna unload the buggy, make the truck a little bit lighter, and see if I can wiggle it out of here. Well, that went really smooth. Let's try out the buggy in the snow. It is two-wheel drive, so it should do pretty good. First, I need to unlock the bike. Okay, battery's plugged in. Disarm the security. Check. See if we got an all-terrain vehicle. This is not looking good. I think I'm stuck in this too. This sucker is stuck. I've managed to get the buggy and the truck stuck. Come on. I've been stuck for a while, but I got it out. Let's see how it does in the snow. Oh no! The buggy does not like the snow. I brought a pack of zip ties with me. Maybe if I put those on the tires, it'll act like chains. Kind of desperate, it's worth a try. Let's try that. This was the tire that was spinning. That may just work. I'm gonna chain up the other tire. That's totally gonna work. Once I got out of the ice, it's perfect. First, I need to clean the windshield. Surprised this didn't come equipped with windshield wipers. All right, watch this. Famous last words. Now that the buggy's dialed in, do I try to get the truck unstuck? Oh man, this thing is buried. Dang. I'm all the way high centered. I'm gonna dig out my truck really quick. I'm not gonna try to get it unstuck. I'm just gonna dig it out. That way it doesn't look like a crime scene. So if anyone does come back here, they're not gonna be like, whoa, what the heck? I don't want anyone to like make a big deal about something that's not a big deal. This is the side that's really stuck. Oh man, my truck is stuck. That's going to take hours tomorrow. But in the meantime, let's test out the buggy. I'm gonna put it in turbo mode and see if it rips through the snow. I can turn the power up with this button. Let's see if turbo mode is turbo. It's gonna be dark soon. I gotta go find a nice camp spot. This thing rips with those zip ties on the tires. I found a softer spot and this thing does not want to go anymore. I made it to a spot that doesn't get as much sun and the snow's a lot softer. This thing is hard to pedal. Foot by foot. Oh, we're starting to move. There we go. Yeah! Oh, I made it off the soft snow. This is such a ridiculous machine. There's a little turn off up here. I just gotta make it a little further. Just need to make it to right there. Oh, that's perfect camp spot. Get in there. This is awesome. Holy cow, I'm sweating. I was pedaling for almost an hour. It is gonna be dark so soon. Wow, it is gorgeous out here. I have a feeling it's gonna snow a lot tonight. I'm a touch nervous about how stuck my truck is, but future Matt will have to deal with that one. I'm gonna enjoy the buggy. So the bottom side of this, it's a perfect size for that round tube. It's secure. Like, look at that. It just latches into it. It's perfect. I should just be able to touch the keypad and everything will turn off. Look at this. Oh, okay, that means it's locked and it's secure and it can't be stolen. Well, I'm on the inside, so hopefully no one steals it. I need to go find some firewood. Why is this thing flashing? I don't know, the car just started flashing. Whew, that is nice and dry. What? What's going on? Oh no. What the heck? I think that it thinks that it's being stolen. That is insane. So I just disconnected the battery. So hopefully that doesn't happen while I'm sleeping in there. Wow, it got dark quick. Oh yeah, cast iron is starting to heat up. I didn't make it far in the buggy, but I was working hard. I am hungry. This time of year, it's like 15 or 16 hours of darkness. Sunset is around 3:30, and then it doesn't get light until 7, maybe? There we go. My burger patty is frozen. This is gonna take some time to cook. It's really starting to snow. I'm gonna button this thing up and close the doors and get in there and get warm. It's coming down out here. Tomorrow morning, oh man, my truck is gonna be so stuck. Woo! Woo! Got my dinner platter. Man, this fire is ripping. Ooh. These onions turned out perfect. Still a little crunchy, and they're covered in cheese. Woo! Everything tastes better when you're in the woods. Check out the water dripping down. The body definitely has some leaks. The snow is getting in. I told you earlier, I'd tell you what I paid for this sucker when we're camping, and we're camping, so time to tell you. The Postal Service paid over $40,000 for it, and I actually have another one of these because I had to buy two. It was a package deal. I just haven't picked up the other one yet. But both of them, I think I paid $1,000. I might have paid a little bit more because there's some like tax and stuff, but $1,000 for two of these. The battery alone on this bike is like $500, so that's amazing. If you guys really like this buggy, I'll insulate it. I'll put in some windows. Like, I could make this thing nice. And this lantern is sweet. This stove is way too big for this space. It is too hot in here. Maybe like a little baby wood stove in here would be better because this is putting off too much heat. I'm so comfortable in here, and it's gonna be dark for a long time. So I've got some Christmas movies downloaded, got some editing to do. I'll see you guys in the morning when we try to get my truck unstuck. Drop a comment on how long you think it's gonna take me to get it unstuck. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3, 4 hours. I hope I'm not here all day digging. See you guys in the morning. Woo! Oh! It was snowing all night. Let's see how much it snowed. Oh man. I've locked myself in here. No way. That door's locked. That door is also locked. I don't even know how this is possible. I'm locked inside. What? The lock must have fell last night, the latch. That's crazy. I'm gonna take off one of these latches so I can get out of here. Oh my. That is a lot of snow. I must have pulled hard enough on the door and it latched itself. My cozy little cabin. It really snowed last night and it is snowing hard right now. Also, I had dessert last night, the Snickers bar, but I never ate it. So now I get to have it for breakfast. Snickers satisfies. Look at all this snow. It snowed at least 2 Snicker bars. Because there's no insulation on the box, look at all of it that melted on the top. It was dripping on the inside all night. I'm excited on this buggy. There's a lot of potential. I could put an engine on it. I think eventually I'll have to take the USPS stickers off so I don't get in trouble. I'm not pretending to deliver anyone's mail, so I don't think I'll get in trouble. All right, so I'm in a bit of a predicament. It snowed a lot last night. It's snowing really hard right now. And the longer I stay here, the more my truck is gonna be stuck. So I need to act fast and start working on the truck. I'm going to use the flooring from here as ramps to get out of the snow. I was wondering where my thermometer went. It was underneath the blankets. It's saying it's pretty warm. I'm gonna need my axe. Luckily, I didn't make it far last night, so I don't have a long walk. And I'm definitely walking over pedaling the buggy because I can walk much faster with all this new snow. Check that out, blue skies. Right when I showed up to the truck, it stopped snowing. This might be a really nice morning. I need to be very careful getting my truck out because I could easily make this a lot worse. If I slid my truck down there, there's running water, and if that happened, I would have to walk out of here. So I need to pull my truck forward up into my old tire tracks so I can back away from the creek. I'm on a little bit of a slope, so it would be easiest to just back up, but one wrong move, and I would be in a world of trouble. It's almost 9:30. Let's see how long it takes me to get Pearl unstuck. See if Pearl will budge. Heck yeah! Pearl climbed right up onto the wood. That's awesome. Look at the ice. So under the snow, there's just a blanket of ice. And that's why I'm getting stuck. I've got it up on the wood, so it's not high centered in the snow anymore. Now, I need to lay something in front of the truck so I can drive up onto it and not get the front wheels stuck. Get you some of that. Got out of there. Holy moly. I thought I was going to be here for hours. We have had the craziest winter this year. We've had the warmest weathers, insane winds, like over 100 miles an hour in some places. There's literally an ice rink under the snow. That is wild. So the abandoned railroad, it's a quarter mile up this road. I don't know of a cooler abandoned railroad, like anywhere, maybe in the whole world. There's giant trestles, huge tunnels. It is crazy. So going that way, it's called the Hiawatha, and going that way, it's called the Olympian. And the Hiawatha, it's a really popular bike trail. If any of you guys want to go on a sick bike ride, do the Hiawatha, but it's only open in the summer. And the Olympian is open all year round. That was the one that I was going to pedal the bike on. But guys, look at the snow. There is no way I'm getting my truck there, let alone the buggy. So I don't want to be stuck anymore by myself. So back in the early 1900s, when this was originally built, it was called the Olympian Hiawatha train, and it was a luxury passenger train. It's basically the Polar Express. Just like a bunch of other rail lines, this one was abandoned in the 80s, and then they ripped up the track and turned it into the coolest bike trail ever. I'll put some pictures up. It is amazing. All right, let's try not to get the truck stuck while going to get the buggy. Loading this thing up by myself is going to be sketchy. I'm worried it might tip over. Okay, it's in turbo mode. This could go so bad. Oh! Man, it's close. I'm gonna roll this thing if I keep trying. Got the buggy in. It only took me 2 hours from when I first started digging, so that is not bad at all. I really want to take the buggy on the abandoned train line, but I was a day late, the whole finger thing. If you guys like this video, I have a ton of other videos that you may like even more. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing.